Okay. Looks like we're rolling. All right. Well, thank you all for being with me here today. I just had some very spicy dinner, so might have a little runny nose here. And looking forward to sharing this meditation. This is called a letting go of negativity meditation. So, why don't we go ahead and get started? So, I encourage you to start by getting into a comfortable position. If you'd like, you can close your eyes or just gently loosening your gaze. Taking a moment to get in touch with your breath. Taking a breath in, holding for a moment, and then exhaling. Repeating this now 3 times. And as we begin, we'll be starting with an intention of wanting to let go of negativity. Those heavy thoughts and heavy emotions that no longer serve us. These feelings, which are echoes from the past, that linger. We are setting aside some time to work on actively letting them go. And this very well might be a process that we have to repeat time and time again. And just knowing that this meditation will always be available to come back and repeat the process. Now bringing our attention to our body, starting at the top of our head, and just gently having a brief scan, bringing our awareness and anchoring it to the here and now, getting out of our head and scanning the outside of our head. Moving down our face to our chins and necks. Down our shoulders and into our chests and arms. Moving down the chest now to our torso and our backs, of course. Down to our hip region and groin area. Moving down both of our legs to our knees, to our lower legs now, and our ankles and our feet. And now, as we bring our attention to our feet, imagining roots that are growing from the soles of your feet, which are anchoring you firmly to the earth and offering stability and support. Now, taking a moment to just reflect on your current circumstances. What feels heavy on your heart? What's weighing you down? Something that you can identify that might be holding you back in some capacity? And just tuning in to what might intuitively come up. Might be worries or resentments, things about your future or your past. And just being able to identify those, label those. Are those thoughts or emotions? Whatever it is that's coming up, knowing, of course, that it's normal and expected to have these types of feelings in life, and that none of us can escape them. So, this process is not about ignoring or denying those uncomfortable aspects to what we can feel and experience, but learning to identify and embrace them, and then setting an intention to let them go. Now, what I'd like you to do is to close your eyes and to imagine yourself standing by a peaceful and flowing river. The water is clear and calm and just glistens in the sunlight. And if there's other senses that you wish to incorporate to make the scene more vivid, you're welcome to add those. And now, what I'd like you to do is to picture the negative emotions or thoughts that we had just worked on identifying, and to personify them as physical objects. What intuitive objects come to your mind to represent them? Might be stones or leaves or other items. Now, what I'd like you to do is to visualize gently placing these burdens as objects into the river itself. And to then watch as the current of the river carries them away further and further downstream until they disappear from sight. Taking a moment to tune into yourself. What is this process like for me to release these burdens? Is there anything left related to this that's still inside of me. Maybe that first round of releasing didn't feel like it was enough. And if so, we'll do another round next. So what I'd like you to do is to think about what's remaining with your emotions or in your thought world. And to now look down, and on the ground next to where you're standing by the river is going to be another object. And this time I'd like you to think about the weight of that object being metaphorical to the weight of the negativity that you feel. Perhaps it's a mild irritation, and if so, it might be more of like a leaf. And if it's a heavier burden that you're experiencing, it might be an extremely heavy stone or an anchor or a weight of some sort. And this is where we can use our creativity and our intuition. So if it's something light, imagining that maybe something lightweight like a leaf or two might be what you need to place into the river to release it. And yet if it's something heavier, we might need some sort of flotation device to place this object into, to allow it to float downstream. That might be a boat or some sort of heavy duty, sustainable floating device. And we can take that object now and place it in the water. And this time, before we let go, we're going to take a moment to speak to this object. What is left that's lingering inside of me that I can add to this releasing? Is it an object? Is it a statement I need to make? Is it more emotion or thoughts that I need to release? Perhaps it's a narrative that might not be based in reality, yet still feels very true and alive. We now take whatever is still lingering inside of us and we view it as an offering of letting go, releasing, making space for the new, and perhaps for more of what is true. And as we let go of this object, we come back to a place now of intentionally releasing, of letting go. And this releasing of the object becomes a metaphor for us releasing our attachment to the negativity. And now we use our breath that on the out breath, when we blow out, we are aiding in this process of release. We would release the object, and now we release the energy. And we can affirm to ourselves now with this process, as you release each burden, feel this lightness in your heart and mind. Space has now been made available. And you can say to yourself, I let go of what no longer serves me. I am free. I am free. I am free. And one more intentional out breath. Good. And before we end, we now have to bring in the positive now that we've let go of the negative. We've created a space to now invite something positive in, whether that be gratitude or hope or love. Bringing in the positive. Thinking of a phrase now that might represent this intention of bringing in the positive. What comes to your mind related to this? I am free. I embrace positivity. I make space for the good in my life. I have now released that which does not serve me. And I create space for the new and for the good. Now taking a few moments to get in touch again with your breath. Feeling this positivity into your being. And then exhaling, feeling completely at ease. And another breath in. Breathing in the new, the good, the hope, and love. And we breathe out any of that remaining energy that no longer serves us. Releasing it to make space for the new. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Well, thank you for being here with me this evening. Hopefully this served you in some sort of way. Appreciate you taking the time to invest in yourself with these meditations. And they can be very powerful if and when we take time to do the work. So I wish you well in your journey of continuing to let go of the negative. You might want to journal about that this week, taking time to think about that which is in your life that no longer serves you, that is holding you back in some capacity. That which, when you get in touch with your intuition, is telling you that it's time to let go. It's time to release. And perhaps then coming back and rewatching and participating in this meditation to continue the work. Because if it's negative and our intuition is telling us that it's holding us back, then we're not allowing space for the good and the new to come in to help us continue on in our journey. So I hope you have a fabulous week, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Be well.